Star Wars news has been most impressive this week, and for the first time, I believe we need to ask ourselves, could we be getting too much Ahsoka Tano? And we're not talking animation, we're talking a live-action Ahsoka Tano series. When I first heard about this, I just figured it was some authors or sites spreading rumors. Paul Tassi, for example, wrote the following for Forbes. Disney has cast Rosario Dawson to play a live-action version of Ahsoka Tano. Since then, we have started to hear rumors that this is actually being used as a backdoor pilot for a potential standalone Ahsoka series starring Dawson. So as you can see, the author, Paul, he doesn't mention a source at all, and these rumors he mentions could be coming from anywhere. Now that said, Jeremy Conrad, who writes for the Star Wars Unity website, he published an important article this week stating, according to a source who has been 100% accurate when it comes to the Disney Plus series, they are planning on spinning off Ahsoka into a live-action series following Season 2 of The Mandalorian, but it's very early in development. It's not known how this will connect or affect the rumored animated Rebels sequel. Jeremy was also an important source for the Rebels sequel rumor, and he comes recommended by friend of the channel Andy Peachy, and Josh over at the Den of Nerds has vouched for him as well. So he certainly seems like a credible source, not to mention, remember Bob Iger not too long ago mentioned that we will be getting spin-off shows of The Mandalorian. So it seems like we have rumors as well as hints that are just all lining up to make sense. Now Alex and Molly over at Star Wars Explained, they always do their great Q&As every Saturday, and one of the questions they were asked last week is, could we get too much Ahsoka Tano? And that's what I want to get into now. I mean, yes, we are getting 8 episodes of Ahsoka in the Clone Wars. We have a rumored Rebels sequel coming late this year starring Ahsoka and Sabine. It seems like it's pretty confirmed at this point that Ahsoka is going to make some sort of appearance in The Mandalorian, and now we have this rumored live-action show as well. And I totally understand that we could get too much of any one character in Star Wars. I don't think that's the case here with Ahsoka. I mean, the Clone Wars is going to be quite short. It's going to be over in May. It's only 8 episodes where Ahsoka is actually part of the series. We actually have no idea how long the Rebels sequel show is going to be or when that is going to hit, especially with everything going on in the world. It may be delayed until 2021. So we might be looking at close to a year separating the Clone Wars and some sort of Rebels sequel. And hopefully in between that in October, we will be getting The Mandalorian. And yes, Ahsoka will be in that series, but she's not going to be a big part of that series. I think it's going to be 1 or 2 episodes maximum, or maybe even a super short cameo sort of cliffhanger situation in the season finale. And then from there, looking at this live action rumor for an Ahsoka Tano series, remember it was stated in the article that it's in very early development, and that means that this thing is probably very far off in the future. Just think of the Cassian Andor series or the Obi-Wan movie that is now a series that might be a movie again. These things have been in development for a long time. They're still far off in the future, if they are even coming. So I think the important thing is to remember that we're not getting this all at once, that we're not going to get super oversaturated with Ahsoka Tano. Again, the Clone Wars is going to wrap up in May. The Mandalorian may hit its October release. Then we have a Rebels sequel. In years in the future, Ahsoka live action. We aren't going to be getting this all at once. So are we going to get a lot of Ahsoka in 2020 and maybe even 2021? Yeah, that's possible, but I think there's a lot of pent-up demand for Ahsoka, and I think once the live-action world, people who don't watch the animation, they see Ahsoka in The Mandalorian, that's going to pique their curiosity. They're going to become interested, hopefully, in the animation series. They're going to learn more about Ahsoka, and then there's going to be even more demand a few years down the line to see an Ahsoka live-action series. And keep in mind that after 2020 or even 2021, we may not get Ahsoka for years to come, depending on how far away this series is, especially if we get something like a Search for Ezra movie instead of an entire series. But hey, Star Wars fans, what do you make of all this? Do you think we could possibly get too much Ahsoka Tano? Personally, I don't think that's all going to happen. We're just getting hit with a lot of news right now all at once. And hey, if you didn't check out my video yesterday on the false Rex rumor, I'll have it linked here in the end cards. And as always, I'm Mike. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.